Hey NARC troopers, I have a very simple tip today, and it's about protection. You may be thinking protection means wrapping it up, whatever, using caution so that you don't end up with some nasty something that you didn't really come for, but you got it anyway. That's not the kind of protection I'm talking about. I'm talking about protection from the damage and the stuff that can happen to you following a relationship with a narcissist, sociopath, or psychopath. So I've heard so many stories of people who were left with nothing. They were in financial ruin, emotional devastation, spiritual bankruptcy, physical malaise, bad health and weakness and sickness and manifestations of all kinds of ailments and maladies. It just attacked them on multiple fronts and destroyed them, decimated them, annihilated them. Just pick your verb, your descriptor here of what that experience was like with that person. By the time they left, there was nothing left. By the time they left, they had taken everything that was of value in your life from you and pretty much left you with nothing. So I want to talk about protection really quickly. I know sometimes you're living this shared fantasy, you're in a delusion, you're trauma bonded and addicted to the ebb and flow of the stuff that happens to you in these abusive relationships. And it's like you're a love junkie and you can't leave, and so you stay. And so your mind doesn't even allow you to think about what am I going to do when the day comes and he's going to ghost me? He's just like, after 20 years of marriage, I'm just going to wake up one day and he's going to say bye-bye, or maybe just leave a note, or maybe nothing, and just leave everything behind for you to deal with. That's what happened to me. I didn't get the note, but it was like that. Just in an instant, everything gone. And so, thank goodness, I acted quickly. And instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I have to get him back, oh my gosh, I have to, whatever. I was destroyed in every imaginable way that a person can be. Broken. That was me on the floor, bleeding, crying, in a very bad shape. But I did have the faculties left in my mind to know that I was in danger of being in a really bad situation. My narcopath said, we don't even have to get a divorce. We can stay married. I'm just going to leave because I want to sleep around. And one person is not enough. I don't want to be monogamous. I don't want that anymore. After many, many, many years of it was enough, or almost enough, or whatever. Anyway, so I thought, okay, why would he even suggest that we stay married? He's going to come back at me and take the house. We had, if we were married 15 years, we had a house and cars and property and timeshares and vacation points and bank accounts and credit cards and all the stuff that married people have after 15 years. We had that, and both of our names were on everything. So I'm cautioning you, do not be so swept away with all your trauma stuff, your trauma. Don't be so swept away with your trauma that you cannot protect yourself. Protect yourself from what could be a lifetime of financial ruin. And in other ways, if you have children, they're going to probably go for the children. And it could be if they have money, if your narcissist has money, your psychopath, your sociopath, if they have money, then man, the court systems, it's like whoever has the most money, they're usually going to come out ahead. And the one that has less money is usually not going to be okay. And unfortunately, that's just how it is. And knowing that this person is going to come after the children, that this person's going to come after everything you own, your retirement fund, your whatever. I have two friends now that I met in a narcissistic recovery support group for people who were just going through all the drama. And one of them is a multimillionaire, so she's doing okay, even though he didn't want to give her anything, didn't want to give her any shares or stock or ownership of the company they built together, didn't want to split up their 7 houses that they own, each one $3 or $4 million each, one of them even like 7-8 million, penthouse suite in a hotel here in town. You know, they're fighting over stuff like that, but that's them, and that's probably not you, and it's definitely not me. I'm a teacher, I'm a public servant, I'm poor. And I shouldn't say I'm poor. That's very probably offensive to people who really are poor. I'm probably firmly middle class, but I'm old. So I got that one. I can claim that. I'm old, and as an old person, you know, I'm not going to work forever. I'm going to stop at some point, you know. And at that point, I'm not going to do very well on a fixed income, just one fixed income, right? Because the other one, it's gone. It's gone. You know, whatever I thought I was going to have, gone, done, not happening. And so, since it may take me a long time to recover, and I'm not in any hurry to run out there and meet anybody else, I'm not in any condition to do that. I have to depend on myself. So I kind of thought about that at the time, and I thought, you know what? I'm very vulnerable to whatever this mentally ill person wants to do to me. So even though, yeah, I kind of wanted to stay married at the time, I was like attached to him. I loved him, all of that, right? And so I thought, oh, what am I going to do? Well, the only thing I could do is get an attorney and you know, do other things. All the things I did were to protect myself from a person who had shown that they had no concern for me and my welfare, that they had no guilt about what they were doing, no empathy or compassion or mercy for my suffering and how much they were hurting me or ruining my life. They had no obligation to me, no anything. And I knew that. I knew that. So I had to act knowing that. And if you don't know that, you need to know it, and you need to know it now. I don't know where you are in your relationship. Maybe you're still married to them, dating them, cohabitating with them, whatever. Maybe you're on the beginning of it. Maybe you're on the end of it. Maybe you're several years out. But this message is for those of you who are still in it, or who just recently in the past weeks or days are out of it, and you're trying to figure out, what do I do next? You arm up, arm yourself, weaponize everything you can, and you get as much as you can as fast as you can, so that before they have time to think about how much they really want to dick you over in the whole process, how much they really want to just take everything with absolutely no feelings of remorse whatsoever, you got to strike first. You got to be fast. So my narcissist psychopath left suddenly without warning, like the day before. It was like, I love you, sweetheart, good night, you know. We had been on vacation in Europe and had been there for 3 weeks, and we were eating crepes in Paris and riding on a sailboat in Lisbon just days before, and he comes down like, I'm leaving, I'm going now, my bags are still packed from the trip, I'm just gonna take one of those and just go. We don't have to get a divorce, I just don't want to be here with you. So we can stay married, because I'm never going to get married again. I've decided I hate marriage. I don't believe in marriage. I never want to be married. So we can stay married if that, and I'm just, you know, when he was telling me this, of course I was in shock. And then a few days after, like, I was trembling and shaking and crying and just, you know, processing. But I did act quickly. Within a week, I thought self-preservation has to kick in. Oh my gosh, I'm in danger. I'm in danger. I have just been discarded. And if he didn't care about my feelings, he's not going to care about my livelihood. So I got the attorney. That happened in June. And by November 1st, we were divorced. I brought papers to him and I said, just sign these, because this way, you know, this attorney can work up everything and just put it before the judge, and then I can go. You don't even have to go. You don't have any responsibility here. Just, I'll take care of it. Just sign this, that you agree to this. And what I offered him, considering what he did and that he was already cheating with some people, some girls, when he left, considering all of that, he should have gotten nothing but the shirt on his back. But he got 20% of the house, 20% of the sale of the house that we had, that was our home. that I didn't want to leave it. I wanted to stay in it, I thought. And later, I realized it was a graveyard and that everything in that house reminded me of him, and it was torture, and it was triggers everywhere, landmines, boom, boom, explosions. I couldn't be there. It was too horrible. So I did sell it a few months ago. But my point is, from June until September, that's July, August, September, October, that's like four and a half months. From the time he just surprised me to the time we were legally divorced was 4.5 months. I moved quick. I took one of the credit cards that was in both of our names, and I put a $10,000 advance to the attorney on that card to cover everything. And yeah, I was shrewd. I was careful. I was thinking, okay, he's only thinking about himself. He's in survival mode, very adaptable, very resilient, I'm going to reinvent myself, whoo, and it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so free. While he's doing that, I'm trying to figure out, oh my gosh, how am I going to survive? How am I going to, face my older years without my husband there to help me financially, physically, emotionally, just to be there? How am I going to survive? Oh my gosh. So I acted on that. And prudently, which was probably the only prudent thing that I did in the past 18 years since I've known him, right? It's probably the only prudent thing I did, because if I had been prudent, wise, smart, clever, and crafty, I never would have stayed after I found out some of the things he did, even towards the beginning. I would have said, no, heck no. Are you kidding me? There's something really wrong with you. I'm out. I'm going to bounce. See ya. Bye. But I didn't. I stayed and I stayed year after year, crime after crime, betrayal after betrayal, weird, creepy, disturbing thing after more weird, creepy, disturbing thing. I stayed. I did that. That's on me. So my efforts to protect myself, and I shared this story because you need a story and you need to tell that story when all is said and done. And the story is survival. The story is they don't care about you. They don't care what happens to you. Even if you were married 30 years, they don't care if you drop dead right in front of them. They're going to step over your body and walk into the arms of that new, fresh, sparkly replacement who's giggling and so tickled pink that they are interested in them. That's what they're going to do. They don't care about you. You are yesterday's garbage. You are trash. You are nothing. Nada. So you have to be brutal and do whatever it takes to protect yourself, to preserve yourself, to get yourself in a situation where you can survive. Because they're not going to help you, and they don't care what happens to you. And you need to accept that, believe it, know it. Come on, guys. I'm not telling you a fib. This is not an unusual story that I have. I'm not special. There's nothing unique about this. It happens every day. When you're dealing with people with psychopathy and narcissism and sociopathy, this is what you get. You get somebody who, in the end, does not care if you live or die. And you have to protect yourself. Protect yourself. Yes. Recently, I found out my credit went from being awesome to destroyed because of him. Something I missed, something I didn't know about, something I didn't think about. And now I'm dealing with that. It's almost 2 years later, and I can't buy anything. I can't buy a stick of gum because of him. Yeah. So anticipate the worst. Be ruthless. Protect yourself and your children. If you have children, you got to protect them. Okay, that's my message for today. Come on, you can be strong. Gather yourself together. Get your wits together. Get your stuff together and get this done. All right, troopers, carry on. Bye.